Hi everyone, welcome back to Go Together, Go Far. In today's video, I'm going to show you something I'm really excited about. If you're in the market for a security camera for your RV, you want to check this out. This is the Reolink Go Plus. This camera here is 4G enabled, solar powered, wireless. It's got an app. It's fantastic. I'm going to show you what comes with this. I'm going to show you how to get this hooked up. I'm going to show you an extra little piece on here on how to get a great deal on wireless connectivity. And I have all that for you coming up. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the Reolink Go Plus. This camera is actually battery powered, which makes it fantastic if you need to use it in an application where you don't have a lot of options for keeping things plugged in. So trail cam, RV, boondocking, off-grid cabin, all that kind of stuff. This is perfect. It's waterproof. It has an option to add on a solar panel, so you can actually keep it powered kind of all the time. They work great together. I have kind of had it hooked up because I had to make sure I understood how this thing worked. This one in particular, the reason I like this one in particular is because it is not Wi-Fi enabled like a lot of the cameras that we have around our houses. This one is 4G enabled, so this is going over cellular towers, right? The advantage of that is all of a sudden you don't have to have a Wi-Fi hotspot to hook up. If you need a solar powered camera, odds are you don't have Wi-Fi at that location either. So this is a great option. They work really well together. It also has an app that you can view the app, so you can check on your camera, whatever it is you happen to be looking to do. It's got internal storage that you can put in a little SD card for storage. I'm going to show you how to do all that if you need to do that. I'm also going to kind of get it hooked up outside and let you see exactly what the picture quality is and all that. In addition to that, one of the things where I'm going to show you is how to get a great deal on the cellular connectivity, right? So if you have to go to a big tier 1 carrier, it's probably going to be pretty expensive to get a data plan with a little SIM card to fit in here. I have a great option for you from a company called EIOT. They sell data plans specifically for wireless cameras, right? Super cheap. I'll put all the links and stuff for down this below. By the way, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that I'm showing on here, you can always go to our website, gotogethergofar.com. We have all kinds of extra content and information around camping and RVing and campsites and all that kind of stuff is all on my site. Both of these products, both the Reolink product and the EIOT product, both those companies furnish those to me for free, which is super cool. And I have affiliate links down below. So if you want to buy one of these cameras or something and you purchase through the link, I would greatly appreciate that. With that said, let's go ahead and open one of these things up and let's see what's in the box. Okay, let's go ahead and unbox this and let's see what we got. So this is the user guide and manual all come in here, and we'll get to that in a minute. And you can see what you have here is a battery. This is the camera itself, and I'll show you more about that in a second. And then there's some accessories that come with it. This one came with this is kind of rubberized cover, kind of make it camouflage if you're going to use it like as a trail cam. There are a couple attachments here. This is actually like a cargo strap type material that is essentially, if you don't want to screw this camera into something, you can actually strap it right to something. That's actually what I'm going to do today, is strap it to my RV rather than try to mount it permanently to the RV. That might be useful if you're using it temporarily as a trail cam or something along those lines. Charging USB, and then of course here's an actual kind of more permanent mount if that's what you're choosing to do, and then of course some hardware. So that's what comes in the camera. Let's take a look at what comes in the solar panel box. So pretty much the same setup. User manual. Solar panel itself is covered with kind of a protective cover, so it's not scratched up. And then this is the panel. The back is just kind of wired. This is the piece that will actually plug into the into your actual camera. And then of course, mounting hardware comes with that, and some more protection stuff. So there you have that, and let's go ahead and show you how to actually get this camera set up so we can start getting some video. Okay, so let me show you how to get this camera set up. First thing you're gonna need is a SIM. This one happens to come from, let me get that focus for you there. This one comes from EIOT Club. That is this company right here. They sent this to me to give this out. And this is by far, by the way, the cheapest one I've been able to find out there for a data plan for something like that. Then you want to take your camera, the housing itself, and understand where that SIM is actually going to plug into. And that's going to be this little component right here. This one here is for your SD card if you want to store video directly on the camera. This one here is for your SIM. So you actually need to break out the tiniest little piece of that SIM. Most of these SIMs that come nowadays are actually called tri-cut SIMs, so they have all these different sizes depending on whether it's going into a phone or a tablet or what have you. In this case, this is the tri-cut little tiny micro, and I'll try to get this. There we go. So tiny, tiny, tiny. It's the littlest one on the back side. It's basically nothing but metal, right? So that's the one you need to insert into this camera. And I'll do my best to show this to you, but it obviously, I have big giant man hands and it's teeny tiny. So the metal part is going to go against these little contacts here, and you can just slide that in as best you can and make sure it's fully seated all the way down. If you want to put in the SD card now, you can do that too. Then you want to insert the battery. And if you can see in there, there are metal contacts in there somewhere. And then there's also the metal contacts here. Make sure that those are aligned, and then that clicks into place. Pretty easy. It'll start to power itself up. As you can see, it already has some like lights start coming on as it starts trying to connect to the cellular towers and get connectivity. And we'll set this, let this do its thing so it connects for a minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the app. Okay, so I have all of this is plugged in, ready to go, and now you want to connect it to your app so you can see it. Easiest way to do this is download the Reolink app and basically open it up. And Reolink has made this really, really easy for you to connect their cameras to the app. If you can see this here is a little QR code that they put on there, and ultimately that's how you're going to actually add this camera. So the little plus sign in the upper right, you want to click that, and all of a sudden it's got a reader, and I'm going to try to read this QR code, and now it's trying to connect to my device. So access the device, yes. And I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually kind of set some of this up earlier. I'm going to access this device. And it's asking, do you want to play this over cellular data? And yes, I do. So this should start live streaming here in a second. There it is, there's the ceiling, and oh, I'm upside down. There we go. So that's me looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, I think. But it's that easy. So there you go. So now we're filming. You can see me streaming. This is happening over 4G cellular data. It's a piece of cake. And what we're gonna go do now is we're gonna go mount this outside on my trailer so you can get a good idea of how this works. Awesome. Okay, before we actually go mount this outside, take a look at the mounting hardware that Reolink gives you. They give you a bunch of options, right? You know, stuff to mount it right into the wall. They give you this strap so you can strap it to a tree, or in my case, I'm gonna strap it to an RV. If you're going to use the strap, they give you this little piece here that actually the strap is going to slip through, and you got to kind of mount that or screw it in here, and they give you the hardware and stuff for that. and it's this teeny tiny, again, little screws. My big man hands won't let me show you this real well. I've tried. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this strap through, and this way. And then basically we'll go ahead and we'll mount this here, and we'll screw that in. There we have it. So the strap is on. I can go ahead and mount this somewhere, and let's go see what it looks like. Okay guys, so we're outside my travel trailer. We're gonna go strap up this camera up here on one of my awning posts, and let's get this camera going. So it's not that difficult to get strapped in, but you do want to make sure in this case that it doesn't slide down. So you got to get it nice and tight. There we go. It's actually about where I want it. So let me check the camera here. Open up the app. Give it a second to connect. All right, there we go. So, okay, that's about where I want it pointed for right now. And what I'm also gonna do is I have the solar panel right here. The solar panel is really easy to plug in. It's just a micro USB that plugs in at the bottom. And get that plugged in. And then in this case, I'm not actually going to mount this to my RV. I'm just going to set this up here because it is a nice sunny day, and I'm going to keep this thing going. Okay, so that is hooked up and ready to go. Let's check the picture. Let's see. There we go. So it's mounted, the solar's plugged in. This is as easy as it gets. So if you are in need of one of these 4G wireless solar powered cameras, check out this Reolink Go Plus. It's fantastic. The EIOT SIM that I got from it, great deal on that. So check that out too. All those links are down below. You can also check out gotogethergofar.com. That's my blog and website where I have all kinds of other information and stuff on there from camping and RVing and helpful hints and tips on stuff. I'd appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. This is kind of a fun little thing for me, and I love seeing people subscribe to the channel. So thank you everybody. I appreciate your time. Hopefully this has helped you. Check out some of our other videos. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.